Recording in progress.
Hi, Victoria.
Hi, Margaret. I just need 1 more minute to try and set up the owl, okay?
Not a problem.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
You're ready.
All right, I'm going to be opening the March 27th, 2023 meeting of the Freetown Conservation Commission. The first item on the agenda is the reconvening of the public hearing for 92 Narrows Road. We have gotten the peer review back. They are recommending the plan with one stipulation. Anyone out there in the public that would like to comment, or Mr. Blanchard, do you have any other comments? No. Does anyone from the committee have any comment on 92 Narrows Road? I'll accept a motion to approve the plan for 92 Narrows Road with the stipulation put forward by environmental partners as any area that is disturbed during construction is to be revegetated immediately or as soon thereafter as the growing season commences with appropriate local indigenous vegetation.
I'll initiate the motion as indicated by the chairman.
Okay, do I
I'll
hear a second?
second.
Motion made and seconding. All in favor, Margaret French?
Aye.
Margaret French
Aye.
says aye. Chris Myers says aye. Charles Sullivan says aye. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Blanchard.
I would just make a motion to close the public hearing.
And I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second that.
I'll make the motion.
All right. Margaret French.
Oh, aye.
Margaret French says aye. Chris Mather.
Aye.
Chris Mather says aye. Charles Sullivan says aye. Thank you. Item number 2, request for determination of applicability for 21 Gurney Road. Would you like to be heard? Is there anything that we have your plan? This is 21 Gurney Road. It's a request to work within, I believe, 60 feet. Would that be of the wetlands? 65 feet.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. We've had the plan. There's the fact that they do want to put up a retaining wall and work within the 100 foot buffer, but not to alter anything within the wetland area. Anyone have any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll accept a motion that though the work is within a buffer zone, it does not alter wetlands in any way.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor? Margaret French?
Aye.
Aye. Chris Mather?
Aye.
Chris Mather says aye. Charles Sullivan says aye. She'll have the paperwork for you. Dave.
I can either mail out the permit in a few days, or you can come by the office and pick it up.
I'll come by. Just give me a ring
Okay.
and I'll come by and pick it up. That's
All
my
right.
outing.
All right. Thank you so much. You guys are all set.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you very much.
No problem. Have a great night.
You too.
Item number 3 is project update on 13 Estelle Avenue, property of Thomas Louise. I believe 2 meetings ago, we had a letter from Mr. Louise asking that we extend the time that his notice, his application of determination be continued to. Is Mr. Louise present?
Yes, I am.
All right, what would you like to speak to? Mr. Is there any input you want to give us?
I was just wondering, is it going to be approved from 3 to 5 years? It's which my conversation with Mr. Damaris last year at this time, that he said he was going to write a letter. And I explained to him that I was doing this out of pocket, not out of a bank.
Okay,
And
when-
he said he was going to write a letter, you know, to extend it 3 to 5 years. And then all of a sudden I get told it's going to be 1 year. I just want to know why the change.
well, I don't know of any record. I don't know if we have any record of being a 3 or 5 year.
No, there is no record. This was a phone conversation.
Well, in discussion, the commission decided, because of the situation, to continue it for 1 year. And then if there was need to do beyond that, we would take that matter up at the time. I don't know what Mr. Damaris may have said to you, but the action of the board that you have received for the 1 year was at the end of a discussion between the members of the board.
Okay, so there's no way you can do it for 3 years. We're just gonna be back here for the next year or two, or until the economy gets better and things go back to normal.
Well, what we have, that was the decision of the board to go a year at a time, at least for this year. All right, so, you know, we'll have, if there's need to beyond this year, then we'll have to discuss that with the commission at that time.
Well, this means I have to go pay another $100 and something again
To record it.
to
the
record it. Absolutely.
Well, I guess that's gonna have to be an expense you're gonna have to take.
Oh, absolutely. I'm used to this with the town of Freetown.
Well,
You know, if I can say something, Chairman, can I
Yes.
speak? This is Christopher Mather. I don't know how many things you build or develop or this or that in other towns, but the town of Freetown is one of the most cheapest towns around to do any type of work. So paying $100 shouldn't be a big deal, but either way, that whether it's out of pocket or with a bank does not influence the decisions we make. Our decisions are made to keep the wetlands protected and to do things in the town's best interest, not in your best interest. So pay the $100. That's what we're asking you to do. We would ask anybody to do that, and it's not that much money. Excuse me. I choked
Are you
myself.
assuming I'm a contractor? This is my family
I don't know
home.
what you are.
This is
It
my
doesn't matter
family
though.
home.
It's still only $100, and we're
Hold
not
on.
looking to
Hold
have
on,
an argument with you.
if both people could stop for a minute, right? I'm gonna, we don't, no need to raise voices or anything like that. The fact of the matter is, Mr. Louise, the time period that you were allowed initially is up. And the commission has decided to give you the opportunity to continue for 1 year without having to reapply or do any further paperwork. That is something that we have done out of basically the goodness of our heart, understanding the situation. And so I I kind of take a little bit of a offense in that you are implying that we are being in any way high-handed. We're giving you the opportunity, we're giving you another year. And like I said earlier, we're giving you next year, we'll make a further decision. But you have gotten an extra year that you are not legally in the basis entitled to, other than the fact that we have decided that we will give you that opportunity. All right? But just so we have that understanding.
All right, well, I'm a little confused of the law then, but that's fine then. If this is the way it's gonna be, fine. I was under the impression there was X amount of years to complete the project. Like I say, this is my family home. I am not a contractor.
But as I said earlier, when you came and you applied, you had a number of years.
Right, and how many years is that? Could you tell me?
Yeah, so when you first get issued an order of conditions, the permit is good for 3 years. I believe
Okay.
after that, you extended it for 1 year and then just extended it for another year again.
Yeah, but how many years is it valid for?
It's valid for 3 years initially, and then you would have to come to the commission like you've been doing to get it.
Yep.
Get the permit.
Okay. All right. I wasn't aware. I was told it was for 9 years. At 3 years with extensions.
No, I'm sorry, that is not correct. It says it in the permit that it's valid for 3 years.
All right, I was confused.
Anything else? Are we all set then?
I guess we're all set. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good night. Item number 4, discussion of proposed trail work at the Freetown Fall River State Forest. It involves the New England Mountain Bike Association, and we do have a representative. You, sir, are
John Tomasky.
okay. John Tomasky of the New England Mountain Bike Association. Just to get everyone has had a chance to look at the paperwork and the notice for the grant that was in the packet. Has everyone been able to see that?
I've read it.
Chris, did you get a chance to read it?
I did not get a chance to go through that, no.
All right, just give us a brief rundown, Mr. Tomasky.
Yeah, so basically I've been working with the Dirt Bike Riders Association locally and our own association to essentially repair damage that's on the trails in Freetown State Forest, which is, everybody that rides it knows it's pretty extensive.
Mhm.
So we're trying to focus on the areas that need the most attention first. One of which is a trail, it's labeled BR19 on the bioreserve map.
Mhm.
There was an order of condition a few years back that was extended, I think until February of last year. I think your name was on the vote for the second of that. So I don't know what that entailed, but what we're looking for is essentially permission to build a bridge on what would have been part of that order of conditions for anything that's on the map, is the way I understood it. And the reason I bring that up is it's probably going to be more that we'll need. Because there was one area that I found that there was a contractor hired to come in and basically put in stone and like put a top over a trail. That cost, I'm sure, a lot of money because a lot of engineering things. The thing that we would be talking about is we would get a grant for fundraiser, and we would go in and build it on our own dime. We're just looking for the permission to, repair existing trail. That's it. We're not looking to build new trails. We're looking to just repair existing trails.
All right. Does anyone on the commission have any questions or comments?
I do have a question. So if this bridge was constructed and a bike rider were to get injured or fall off the bridge, or a child, would the city now have liability with that bridge, or how does that all play out?
So there's already, I think, about 4 or 5 bridges on the
Okay.
existing. So it would, I'm no lawyer, but I would assume that anything that's legally written today would apply to this new bridge because it sits on that same property.
Okay,
Okay,
that's reasonable.
and Kristen, this would be in the state forest area.
Yes.
Just to,
I think we approved these before for them. I remember this name.
right. And I don't know if Margaret, if you were here at the time, but several years ago through the Department of the DPE, DCR.
Those are all organic.
Yes.
Yeah.
DCR came before the commission and they did some work on trails in the Makepeace Road area. And so this would be just extending the permission we already have given to DCR and their affiliates to do work on the trails. So it would be just a vote to continue, basically in addition to what's already been approved.
Okay.
That's perfect. Thank you for the explanation.
Question, so would it be safe to say that if we're on the border of Freetown and it's on this map, that as long as we submit the plan to you, that the order of condition would be applicable to that trail as well, or no?
So if I'm, can I
Yeah,
answer?
sure.
Yeah, so I looked into that a little bit and I think there is an order of conditions, but there was also an RDA that was issued in 2021, which is still valid. And that covers a greater area. It's an operations and maintenance plan was submitted by DCR to cover trail improvements.
Okay.
So I think under that, it would be submitted. If you're planning on doing more work in the future, I would just make sure you would have to do another RDA. They're good for 3 years, so that's from 2021.
So is that the WPA form 1?
Yes, it's a WPA form. I can send you the
Oh, I
link
have one
tomorrow.
filled out. You don't need it then?
I do not need that if the commission pending their vote, I don't think we would need it because you're already covered under the RDA from 2021.
So that RDA from 2021, could I somehow get a copy to know?
Of
that
course.
Parcel that we're, because I know it's a pretty large parcel. When I look up the one that
Mhm.
would apply to this trail,
Mhm.
it covers almost the whole west of the state forest. So I
Yeah.
think there's maybe 1 or 2 other parcels that are in Freetown property.
Okay.
So. if-
Yeah, I can send that to you. I
just
got
wanna
it
make sure
from
any work we do is on that.
Mhm.
parcel.
I got it from Paul from DCR this morning.
Oh, perfect.
So I'll forward that to you.
Yeah, because he's just looking for a stamp from
Mhm.
Freetown so that we can. go
Move
ahead.
forward, yeah.
All right, I would accept the motion that we approve the extension.
I would say you'd make a determination that they don't need to file.
That we will make a determination that they don't need to file a notice of-
Or an RDA.
or an RDA.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion is made and seconded. Margaret French,
Aye.
Margaret
Aye.
French says. Chris Mather says aye. Charles Sullivan says aye. The motion passes unanimously. Okay, good luck.
Thanks, Jen.
Take
Have a
care.
good night.
Thank you, Jim.
Item number 5 is discuss and take action relative to a request for a letter of support for the Fall River Boys and Girls Clubs in relation to work they want to do at Camp Tom Welch. In the packet, there's a copy of 2 letters that they have written asking us to sign. Both of these letters will go to the US senators as a request for assistance for the Boys and Girls Club. Anyone have any questions or comments?
Yeah, Charlie, I read both the letters are the same. What exactly are we in support of, or what exactly are they going to do?
So they want to, if I may.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
this is Victoria, they want to maintain, they have an old trail that hasn't really been maintained, so they want to maintain that. And then eventually they want to have some sort of outdoor activities for the kids there. Just
This
to
is
add,
Camp Welch.
Correct. Mhm.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so just to add to their program, it's the parcel right across the street from where the camp is. They own that parcel as well, so that they would kind of just like to expand and offer some more outdoor activities in the future and maintain their existing trail. So this would just be a letter of support that they would I think believe include in their grant application and also send out to the senators.
Okay,
All right, I will accept a motion that we send the letters of support.
I'll make the motion.
I'll
Motion.
second.
Motion is made and seconded. All in favor? Margaret French,
Aye.
Chris Mather,
Aye.
Charles Sullivan, aye. Motion passes unanimously. Next item on the agenda, I'm going to skip for right now. And I'm going to go to item number 7, which is request for determination of applicability for 112 South Main Street. The applicant is here, Mr. Weaver. I believe you have had some correspondence and some conversations with our assistant, and you have filed a notice of applicability. However, you're going to have to go through. Have you been able to advise him of all the steps he has to go through?
Yeah, so it was discussed a little bit at the office. I do have the list that needs to be.
So, you have any questions?
No, I just see what the board had to say, and I'll just follow the steps. I haven't had a chance to talk to Victoria about it, so.
All right, there was a letter of enforcement that will be
It's this right
Yeah.
here.
with all of this.
Yep, it's right here, but you just need to sign off on it before you hand it out.
All right. So this is an order of enforcement.
At the bottom. Yep, right there.
That you are asked to follow. It was sent to you originally by certified mail, but it
Where
was,
did it go to?
It went to the address we had on file for Cinder Hill Path, and it says refused on the envelope.
Oh, I was away.
I have to keep that.
I was just away. anyway. All right.
Okay.
Sorry.
No worries.
I didn't read it. So what, there's some trees down there. I'm just gonna have to clean that mess up.
well, yes,
Around the ground.
but you have to go through the procedure of filing a request, a notice of intent and a request for applicability.
Oh,
So,
The dead trees that are down on the ground already. I'm just gonna clean up the yard.
well,
So nobody gets hurt.
well, the dead trees, if they are in the area or within 100 feet of wetlands, they cannot be cut up or handled until you have filed for this request and you've gotten the commission's permission to do so. Okay,
So you're telling me that the trees that are cut down, I mean, that are on the ground there, I can't clean the yard up?
right. You cannot do it until you abide by the law, which is to file a notice of intent,
Okay.
come before the commission,
Okay.
have a plan, and then we will act on that plan.
Is there an arborist's report saying that those trees were dead?
I never hired one.
Okay. So I think what we will do,
I'll have to hire an engineer and have them draw up a plan then.
yes, you have to have the land delineated by wetlands.
Right.
You have to have,
Yeah, I'll have to hire an engineer. This doesn't really explain much, but the engineer will understand it.
yes,
Yeah, no problem. All right, thank you.
you're welcome.
So for the RDA, are you gonna close on that? or
Yes, we'll
continue?
close on
I would recommend positive determination number 3,
that. Okay.
stating that the areas, the work requested is subject to protection under the act, and filing of notice of intent filing is required.
All right. Do I hear a motion on that?
So
Yes, I'll
moved.
make the motion. Or I'll
I'll
second
second.
Margaret's motion, sure. Either way, let's move forward.
We got it, yes. All right, motion has been made and seconded. Margaret French,
Aye.
Margaret French, aye. Chris Mather,
Aye,
aye. Charles Sullivan, aye. All right. So
Thank you.
go and do the work and we'll be seeing you.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a good night.
You as well.
The next item is.
We just skipped the enforcement order. So for the enforcement order, we just need a motion to ratify Kevin's signature.
All right. There was, and there is an enforcement order on 112. So we need a motion that we will ratify the signature of Kevin Damaris, the chairman, on that enforcement order. Do I hear a motion?
yes, I'll initiate the motion.
Second.
Motion. Motion made and seconded. All in favor? Say aye. Margaret French,
Aye.
Chris Mather.
Aye,
Chris Mather says aye. Margaret French says aye also. Charles Sullivan says aye. Motion is passed unanimously. The next item is item number 8, which is discussion and take action relative to master plan committee representative. I'll take this.
Okay.
The town of Freetown has set up or is in the process of setting up a master plan committee. And there are a number of openings. I had seen the email and I had expressed personal interest in it to Victoria. And she subsequently said that there is an opening on the committee for a conservation commission member. So I put that out to you. I am willing to represent the commission if you should see fit. And so that's what the topic of discussion is now. How many?
I don't
members-
think there's anyone that could do a better job than you that's on the commission now, so I would definitely think that's a great idea, especially with your knowledge of the community and how many years you have served this community. So that's my thoughts.
Thank you.
Not
Margaret,
years,
you-
decades.
Yes.
Yeah.
Decades.
Forgot for a second. Yeah.
So I'll make a motion to recommend Charlie for the master plan committee.
And I'll support that motion.
Okay, motion made and seconded. All those in favor? Margaret, I can't help but all those in favor, but Margaret, your vote.
Aye.
Margaret vote. Chris, your vote.
Aye. Aye.
I guess I can, out of necessity, I will, Charles Sullivan votes aye. All right. The last item on the agenda, well, next to the last item is the minutes. First for February 27th, pardon me, February 27th, 2023, and then for March 13th, 2023. So we'll go with February 27th first. Anyone see issues with the minutes?
Nope, I read them over and they look good.
I have no issues.
All right.
I also have no issues with 313.
He can still vote on it.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to accept the February 27th, 2023.
I will initiate the motion.
Second,
Motion been made and seconded. Margaret French.
aye.
Margaret French says aye. Chris Mather.
Aye.
Chris Mather says aye. Charles Sullivan says aye. The motion is passed. March 13th, 2023 minutes for whatever it's worth. Was we had to cancel for lack of a quorum. Any issues there? I'll accept the motion.
I'll initiate the motion.
I'll
Motion.
second.
Motion is made and seconded to accept the minutes of March 13, 2023. Margaret French.
Aye.
Margaret French says aye. Chris Mather.
Aye.
Chris Mather says aye. Charles Sullivan says aye. Motion passes. And is there any other business properly to come before the Conservation Commission?
I'm all
Hearing-
set.
Hearing none, I will accept a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Motion is made. Do I hear a second? I think,
Yes, I will second that motion. Sorry.
all right,
Mute.
motion made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Margaret,
Aye.
aye.
Sorry.
Chris,
Aye. We're all aye. Aye, aye.
Chris Mather says aye. Charles Sullivan says aye. The meeting is adjourned. Take care, guys. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Have a good
Right.
night.